Hey there, welcome to Pub Quiz here. This is a special quiz for my Beatles friends on Facebook and Beatles fans all over the world, I guess. This is going to be a Beatles quiz, and if it goes well, I'll do some more. So, without further ado, I guess let's start. The questions will be here. The number of the questions will be here. Down here is to subscribe and share, if you would please. Let's see how well it goes. So let's start. There's gonna be some easy ones. There's gonna be some hard ones. But you're all Beatles fans. You're gonna get 20 out of 20, right? Yeah, right. So here we go. Let's start with question 1. In which year did John Lennon and Paul McCartney first meet? If you want, you can jot it down on a piece of paper or just put it in your head. If you want to Google it, that's cheating a bit, but it's up to you. It's just a bit of fun. So again, question 1. In which year did John Lennon and Paul McCartney meet? Okay, question number 2. Beatles first performed in Hamburg on the 17th of August 1960. What was the name of the venue? I have to keep looking over here because that's where the questions are. So, the Beatles first performed in Hamburg on the 17th of August in 1960. What was the name of the venue? If you hear some snoring, it's just my dogs, they're out. Okay, question number 3. Who was the original drummer for the Beatles? A nice easy one. Question 3. Who was the original drummer for the Beatles? Question 4. We're going to stick with the drummer. Who plays the drums on the album version of Love Me Do? So question 4 is who plays the drums on the album version of Love Me Do? Okay, question number 5. Which year did the Fab Four release the album titled The Beatles? So in which year did the Fab Four release an album titled The Beatles? No trick questions. If you're a true Beatles fan, you should know this. So question number 6. How many holes were found in Blackburn, Lancashire? Again, you can pause if you want. Give yourself some time to think. But question 6, how many holes were found in Blackburn, Lancashire? Scroll down a bit. Click and scroll. Here we go. Okay, question number 7. What was the last Beatles recording to feature Paul, George and Ringo, but not John? So, what was the last Beatles recording to feature just Paul, George and Ringo, but not John? Question number 8. Which Beatle crossed Abbey Road first? You all know the famous picture. But which Beatle crossed Abbey Road first? Okay, question number 9. Who was the first Beatle to get married? You got 1 in 4 chance. So who was the first Beatle to get married? Okay, question number 10. What band did Ringo leave to join the Beatles? So question number 10 is what band did Ringo leave to join the Beatles? There we are. Okay, question number 11. For what crime was Paul McCartney deported from Germany? Bit of a difficult one. But Paul was deported from Germany, but what crime was he deported for? Okay, question 12. In what Beatles song did George Harrison first play the sitar? So question 12 again. In what Beatles song did George Harrison first play the guitar, the sitar, not guitar, sitar? Okay, question number 13. What was the only song John Lennon recorded completely by himself during his time with the Beatles? So John Lennon, he recorded one song completely by himself. What was that song? Question 14. What record label was founded by the Beatles in 1968? What? So again, question 14. What record label was founded by the Beatles in 1968? Okay, question 15. Which Beatles album only has songs written by John and Paul? So there's only one Beatles album that was has songs only written by John and Paul. What was the name? Okay, question 16. The Beatles gave their first US live performance on what show? So 16 again, the Beatles gave their first live US television performance on what show? Okay, question number 17. Who was the Beatles' original bass guitarist? So again, question 17 is who was the Beatles' original bass guitarist? Okay, question number 18. Which Beatles song inspired the most cover versions? So question 18, again, which Beatles song inspired the most cover versions? I think it's like over 3,000 or something. Okay, second to last, sorry. What is Paul McCartney's middle name? So 19 is, what is Paul McCartney's middle name? Okay, and the last question, question 20. Which Beatles song did Frank Sinatra call the greatest love song ever written? Not bad coming from him. So again, which Beatles song did Frank Sinatra call the greatest love song ever written? Okay, let's scroll back up to the top and give you guys a chance to think. Don't forget, here, right here. I'm just looking on the screen, but yes, right here. Please subscribe. Click, click, click. Thank you very much. I'm enjoying doing these. It's fun. I know the normal quizzes people are finding it a little bit difficult. Somebody got 17, but 8 to 10 is most people getting. But Fridays they'll come out. I'll do some of these special ones every so often, but we'll see how it goes. So let's crack on with the answers. I've got mail apparently. I should put my phone on to silent. Alright, there we go. Right, answer 1. Question 1. In which year did John Lennon and Paul McCartney first meet? They first met in 1957. July 6th. It was during a church fete at St. Peter's Church in Liverpool. So 1957. Question 2. The Beatles first performed in Hamburg on 17th of August 1960. And what was the name of the venue? The Indra. Question 3. Who was the original drummer for the Beatles? Pete Best. Question 4. Again with the drums. Who plays the drums on the album version of Love Me Do? It was Andy White. Ringo wasn't very happy about that. But question 5. In which year did the Fab Four release an album titled The Beatles? It was 1968. Everybody knows it as the White Album. Question 6. How many holes were found in Blackburn, Lancashire? And it was 4,000. From the song in Day in the Life. Here is Mr. Winston. Okay, question 7. What was the last Beatles recording to feature Paul, George and Ringo, but not John? It was I, Me, Mine. Question 8. Which Beatle crossed Abbey Road first? It was John. Question 9. Scrolling down a bit. Question 9. Who was the first Beatle to get married? Again, it was John. He married Cynthia on August 23rd, 1962. Number 10. What band did Ringo leave to join the Beatles? It was Rory Storm and the Hurricanes. Number 11. For what crime was Paul McCartney deported from Germany? It was arson. Him and Pete Best, they set a fire to a condom in a concrete corridor in 1960. As you do, of course. Number 12. In what Beatles song did George Harrison first play the sitar? It was Norwegian Wood. Question 13. What was the only song that John Lennon recorded completely by himself during his time with the Beatles? It was Julia. Good song too. 14. What record label was founded by the Beatles in 1968? It was Apple Records. 15. Which Beatles album only has songs written by John and Paul? It was A Hard Day's Night. Number 16. The Beatles gave their first live US television performance on what show? It was the Ed Sullivan Show. 17. Who was the Beatles' original bass guitarist? It was Stuart Sutcliffe. 18. Which Beatles song inspired the most cover versions? Yesterday. 19. What is Paul McCartney's middle name? It's Paul, because his actual name is James Paul McCartney. Number 20. Which Beatle song did Frank Sinatra call the greatest love song ever written? Something, which he actually does a cover of. So, comment, let me know how you did. I know you Beatles fans were probably going to get 20 right. I can do some more of these, it's no problem, I like doing them. There are a ton of Beatles questions out there. So, again, please subscribe here. Leave me a comment, let me know how I did, let me know how you did. This has been Pub Quiz here. The normal ones will come out on a Friday. This is just a special run I said I'd do. So enjoy and stay safe, and bring on the sun. Bye for now.